Washington Commanders, on the road after a week off, went into their break on a high note.
And the Commanders have tied their season high in points with 42.
They are headed south to New Orleans to take on the Saints, who are still alive and kicking in the NFC South.
On a day where special teams failed the Saints time and again, a special teams play decides it in New York.
Saints 2 wins behind the Buccaneers, who they play the last week of the year. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. Their defense leading the way, holding opponents under 22 points in 4 straight, held the Giants to 11.
Lock batted down at the line again. 4th time today, he's been swatted.
Holding the pop, lock, and drop at G-men in check is one thing. This week, they get a Jayden Daniels-led Washington offense, top 5 in points per game, top 10 in the red zone, and on third down.
Surveys the scene, looking for McLaurin. He's got him. Touchdown.
Saints held Drew Lock to under 5 yards per attempt, a sub-50 rate, no touchdowns, 1 pick, what you'd expect. It brought their rate down for the year to 80, which is top 5 good.
Throws across his body, and it's intercepted.
Now they battle a quarterback with a rate a hair under 100, 15 touchdowns against 6 INTs, Daniels completing close to 70% of his passes.
Daniels will keep it, looking to throw, end zone, touchdown! Zach Ertz!
Washington has given up 30 sacks total. Daniels did take 12 of those in his last 4 games.
Daniels in trouble, trying to stay on his feet, and he cannot. He is sacked.
New Orleans pass rush only had 2 sacks a week ago, but 13 QB hits is hefty. Brian Brissy bagged Lock, leads the team with 7.5.
So you're getting a lot of interior push, and there's nowhere for Drew Lock to go.
Daniels, primary targets. Tight end Zach Ertz, 38 yards per game, 4 touchdowns.
Daniels to a wide open Zach Ertz. Ertz still going to the 24.
The scariest of the bunch, Terry McLaurin, 68 yards per contest. Him and Ferris having met into the end zone 9 times.
Terry McLaurin is a receiver with, no matter how much you have him covered, at the catch point, he usually comes down with the ball.
Saints defenders have a beast of a rush attack on their hands. Washington, top 3 in rushing yards per game with over 150 per.
They've got the first down again with Robinson. After a gain of 17.
Brian Robinson does most of the heavy lifting, 4.6 a run, 8 touchdowns, 64 yards per game.
He's got the first down and more at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown!
And Daniels, 6 rushing TDs, 45 rushing yards per outing.
Daniels keeps it, looking to run at the 5. Nice moves, Daniels with a touchdown!
Who will the Saints have to try and keep up offensively? An already decimated offense saw Derek Carr leave the game hurt in their win.
His left arm took the brunt. His face got planted into the grass.
He went for 219 yards, a touchdown and interception, low 80s rate before he left. It's Jake Haener. Even with Carr most of the game, New Orleans only put up 14 points, 5 for 15 on third down, under 21 points, now 3 of their last 4.
Carr floats it up top, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Hawkins.
Lined up against a Washington defense that's been pretty easy on teams in the red zone, pretty generous on third down, too.
Touchdown! What a throw by Levis!
Under 23 points per game allowed, though. Their play against the pass, rating allowed over 100, only 4 INTs, all ice and no whiskey, as Miss Fish might say.
And playing zone coverage, catches it right in front of Jeremy Chin, right on that goal line.
And don't be that Titans fan who says they have the #1 pass defense because of yards per game. Washington hasn't given up many air yards per game either because they haven't faced a lot of passes. But hey, guess who makes his debut as a commando in this one?
Marshon Lattimore, he's just too good at that cornerback position, breaks on the football exceptionally well.
Who dat knows dat, dude? Washington traded for Marshon Lattimore to help fix their pass defense issues. This, his first game against his old mates, dudes like Cedric Wilson, 18 yards versus New York. MVS led them in targets week 14, 51 yards.
Carr on 3rd and 5, over the middle, and there's Valdez-Scantling with the fingertip grab.
Tight end Foster Moreau, 40 yards. Tight end Jawan Johnson, 50 plus a score.
Wide open and into the end zone. Untouched, Jawan Johnson.
Carr and Haener took 2 sacks in their win. Whoever goes dealing with a Commander's pass rush that's finished the job 32 times. Dante Fowler leading the way with 8.5. Frankie Louvu blitzing his way to 8.
Sees the pressure, steps up, but Louvu brings him down.
Alvin Kamara, the typical outlet when things get too hot. 35 receiving yards last week, 44 rushing.
Yeah, and just don't forget who you have in the backfield with you. Look at how long it takes them to find that little spot right there.
Just 2.6 a carry. Maybe he makes more noise this week. Commanders giving up 5 a carry to running backs in 2024.
Third down, Dowdle straight ahead, big hole, first down.
Commanders Saints. Washington up 17-11 all-time. Their best clash, 2009. New Orleans was 11-0. Redskins 3-8. It's Drew Brees versus Jason Campbell. They shoot it out. Campbell over 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, 100 yards, 2 TDs for Devon Thomas. They were primed for a massive upset, but Brees throws for 400-plus yards, hits Robert Meacham for a 53-yard TD with 1:19 to play. Washington turns the ball over in overtime. New Orleans finishes it 33-30.